Good morning everyone. Today I am going to discuss application of HSAB. In the previous video lecture I have already discussed the criteria characteristics of hard acid, hard base, soft acid and soft base. Okay. So before going to discuss the application of HSAB, I just show you here the hard acid, hard base, soft base from these some elements which are assigned a different color. Yellow color intermediate, blue soft, it may be soft acid, soft base. This one hard acid, hard base. Okay. So first application of double decomposition reaction. So if we consider lithium iodide, lithium is hard acid, iodine is soft base, silver fluoride Ag soft acid, hard base. So lithium ion has no tendency to combine with iodine because this is the against HSAB principle. So that's why this complex is unstable. So reaction will proceed in the forward directions. We get lithium chloride, good combination, hard acid, hard base, and this one soft acid, soft base. This is so favorable structure because we get the stable complex. Number 2, nature of bonding of ambident ligand. Ambident ligand means thiocyanate which has two donor sites, sulfur and nitrogen. Okay, if you consider two metal ions, Pd2 plus and cobalt 2 plus, which metal ion prefers to bind with sulfur or nitrogen? That depends on HSAB principle. How? Look here, palladium 2 plus soft acid, cobalt 2 plus hard acid, sulfur soft base and CN hard base. So when thiocyanate ambident ligand approaches to palladium, it will form a bond with palladium through sulfur corner or site because sulfur soft base, palladium soft acids. So 4 thiocyanate has been coordinated through sulfur link. Similarly, in case of cobalt, here also ambident ligand thiocyanate react with cobalt and through coordination of 4 nitrogen atom because nitrogen, because you see a CN is hard base, cobalt is hard acid, so that's why they form a stable complex. Similarly, we can also tell that stability of the complex cobalt hexa cobalt ammonia Fe2 plus F2 plus and AgCnL whole 2 minus and AgI2 minus are stable, but AgF2 minus and AgCl2 minus and CONH3 whole 5 I2 plus is unstable because same reason due to the mismatching of hard acid, hard base or combination of hard acid, hard base. Ammonia, water, fluorine, iron, etc. prefer to bind beryllium 2 plus, Ti4 plus, cobalt 3 plus and give very stable complex. Phosphine and thioethers and other species, phosphorus and sulfur as a donor atom prefer to bind. Keep in mind, donor atom is phosphorus and sulfur prefer to bind platinum 2 plus, palladium 2 plus, Ag2 plus. Similarly, stability of the complex like AgI2, Ag soft acid, I soft base, so they obey the HSAB principle, they form stable complex. But in case of AgF, Ag soft acid, fluorine hard base, they will not combine, so that's why you get unstable complex. So which of the complex is stable? Hexafluoro cobalt 3 minus and hexaiodide cobalt 3 minus. So in both cases CO is plus 3 state, so cobalt plus 3 means hard acid and F hard base, so they will form stable complex COF6 3 minus. Similarly, cobalt 3 plus form with 6I minus, so hard acid, hard base, this is against this one iodine. We know iodine is soft base. Okay, so this is wrongly written soft base. That will be soft base. Okay, so soft base, that's why it is unstable complex. Now relative strength of hydrazine. HF, HCl, HBr and HI. In aqueous solution, the relative strength of HF, HCl, HBr and HI can be predicted. The reaction of acid with water, we know what will happen, hydrogen ion and X minus. The hardest base F minus will be most successfully and strongly bonded to hard acid H plus. Hence HF will be more stable, so it cannot lose H plus, so that's why it has least acid strength, so it is therefore least dissociated. Hence acid strength increases HF less than HCl less than HBr less than HI, so acid strength will be HI higher, because here hard acid hard base combinations more stable complex compound. So relative stabilities of the complex in aqueous solution. HSAB entails that cadmium CnR 2 minus is more stable than cadmium NH3 2 plus. According to HSAB principle, hard papers hard and soft papers soft. Hence, the soft acid cadmium 2 plus will prefer to coordinate soft base Cn minus. It is clear from the K constant where cyano complex K equals to 1.4 10 to the minus 19, while for amine complex it is 7.5 into 10 to the minus 8. So thus cyano complex is more stable complex. Next, to predict the course of reaction. To predict the course of reaction, which reaction will proceed forward directions, which reaction will proceed backward directions, that will also be decided by HSAB principle. Simple H plus and CH3HgOH, we get water and methyl mercury ion. Similarly, H plus CH3HgSH thiol H2S plus CH3Hg plus. The reaction 1 goes to right as the hard acid H plus binds strongly to hard base OH minus to produce stable product water. On the other hand, the reaction 2 is favored to left hand side where soft base SH will tend to remain combined with soft acid CH3Hg plus instead of joining to hard acid H plus. Next, classification of neutral molecular compounds. For neutral molecular acids or base, a similar classification hard and soft can be applied. For examples, the Lewis acid phenol form more stable complex by hydrogen bonding to diethyl ether than the thioether. In contrast, the Lewis acid I2 forms more stable complex with C2H5S. Hence, we conclude that phenol is hard where I2 is soft. So now most important topic, symbiosis. What is the symbiosis? Soft ligands have a tendency to combine with metal ions already having soft ligand, and hard ligand have a tendency to combine with a metal ion already having hard ligand. This tendency is known as symbiosis. Again I repeat, soft ligands have a tendency to combine with a metal ion already having soft ligand, and hard ligands have a tendency to combine with a metal ion already having hard ligand. This tendency is known as symbiosis. So now take examples. BF3 is an hard acid, combines readily with further F minus ions, which is a hard base, while BH3 being a soft acid prefers to join soft base H minus ions. Such tendency of fluoride ions or hydride ions to favor further coordinations by the fourth F minus and H minus ion has been termed symbiosis by Jurgensen 1964 for the symmetrically substituted species with the center already having soft ligand and vice versa. Okay, what he said, if you look these examples, BF3 plus F minus you get BF4 minus. F minus, hard ligand that combines with BF3. Hard ligands combines with hard because it has already hard ligands. So hard paper to hards. BF3 H minus, BF3 hard acid, H minus hard soft acid, BH3 soft acid, F minus hard base. So BF3 has a tendency to combine with M minus and BH3 has a tendency to combine H minus. So we get BF4 minus hard base and BH4 minus soft acid. So that is the motto of symbiosis. Okay, this is very important. Next, catalytic power of metals may be accounted. Catalytic power of metals may be accounted from the fact that the soft metal atoms will easily adsorb soft base on their surface. Adsorption. Solubility may be understood from the fact that hard solvents will prefer to dissolve hard solutes and soft solvents dissolve soft solutes. As for example, AgO is whole twice dissolve in acidified aqueous solvent, but AgS doesn't. So now limitation of HSAB, Pearson principle. The prime limitation of HSAB concept is that it is widely general and has no direct quantitative scale of acid-base strength. As you know, acid-base strength can be measured pH, which is negative logarithm base to the power concentration of H plus ions, and scale 0 to 14 and 7 is neutral. So the HSAB, prime limitation of the HSAB concept is that it is widely general and has no direct quantitative scale of acid base strength. It doesn't give any scale for prediction of acid base strength. The inherent acid base strength are not accounted. For examples, M minus are both hard base where OH minus is nearly 10 to the 13 times stronger base than M minus. OH minus and M minus both, okay, OH minus and M minus ions are both hard base where OH minus is nearly 10 to the 13 times stronger base than M minus. Correlation between hardness and inherent acid base strength is it to be developed. Here OH minus, it should be minus, okay. So OH minus and M minus are the both hard base, sorry for mistake, hard base where OH minus is nearly 10 to the 13 times stronger base than M minus ions. So correlation between hardness and inherent acid base strength is to be developed. Hard soft combination occurs in many cases. SO3 minus plus HF, we get HSO3 minus plus M minus. Here it should be okay. Here it appears that the soft base SO3 2 minus has replaced by hard base M minus and combines with hard acid H plus. Here the soft base SO3 2 minus must be stronger than the hard base M minus. So that is hard soft combination occurs in many cases. Here it appears that the soft base SO3 2 minus has replaced by the hard base M minus and combines with hard acid H plus. Here the soft base SO3 must be stronger than hard base M minus. So here soft base combines with H plus. Okay. Next, homework. Select the correct alternative for the following. Pearson principle states which one we should try. This lithium plus soft acid hard base we should try at your home. So this is the for homework, we should try it. Okay. Classification of acid base as HSB is due to dash. Lewis, Arrhenius, Bronsted, Pearson's. H plus is called as hard acid, whereas H minus is soft base. Why? Or that means whether it is true, false, or reverse is true, or H plus cross soft acids, whatever may be, try to yourself. If you feel problem, then you can ask me which of the following is hard acid. Platinum 2 plus, Ag plus, Ag2 plus, lithium plus. Okay. Which of the following is soft base? You have 4 options. Dash is the borderline acid out of 4. Which one? Dash complex ion is stable. Okay. So these are the question of this hard acid hard base chapter, Pearson HSB principle. So before ending this chapter, I again just recap here portion, limitation of this. This is the very example, good examples. SO32 minus combines with hard acids, that is the against HSB principles. Okay. And this one also symbiosis. Okay. Next we move on oxidation state. It is also under periodic properties as per the syllabus. Periodic properties. Oxidation state. Oxidation state, which is denoted OS. An oxidation state represent the number of electrons that an atom can gain or lose or share when chemically bonding with an atom of another element. An oxidation state represents the number of electrons that an atom can gain or lose or share when chemically bonding with an atom of another element. Oxidation state shows the total number of electrons which have been removed from an element. A positive oxidation state, or added an element. If the element loses electron, then its oxidation state has been increased, oxidation number increased, so that's why it possesses plus charge, so plus positive oxidation state. If added to element, then negative oxidation state to get its present state. It is expressed generally Roman number. So again I tell you, an oxidation state represents the number of electrons that an atom can gain or lose or share when chemically bonding with an atom of another element. Oxidation state shows the total number of electrons which have been removed from an element. For this we get a positive oxidation state, or added to the elements we get a negative oxidation state to its present state. It is expressed Roman number. Oxidations involve increase in oxidation state. Oxidation means loss of electrons. Loss of electron means oxidation state increases. Reduction involves decrease in oxidation state because it gains electrons. So the term oxidation state and oxidation number are often used interchangeably. The transfer of electron is described by the oxidation state. Transfer of electron is described by the oxidation state of the molecule. Oxidation state commonly used to determine the change in redox reaction. Oxidation state is commonly used to determine change in redox reaction. What is the redox reaction? Redox reaction is the reaction in which oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously. Oxidation means loss of electron, reduction means gain of electrons. Is numerically similar to the valence electron but different from formal charge. Keep in mind, oxidation state different from formal charge. Formal charge determines the arrangement of atoms and the likelihood of the molecule existing. So, redox reaction, if we consider these reactions, manganate KMnO4, if dissociated into MnO4 minus plus K plus, then we get MnO4 minus. How will we get plus 7 oxidation state? If we consider it is a X, later we will determine how to find out the oxidation state. X plus oxygen contribute minus 2, x plus 4 into minus 2 equals to how many charge? Net charge minus 1. So 8 minus 1, that is plus 7. Similarly here 5 to plus, so plus 7 to plus 2, oxidation state decreases, oxidation number decreases, so it is a reduction. Plus 2 to plus 3 increases, so it is a oxidation. That's why it is called redox reactions. This reaction proceed in acid medium. So this is the redox reactions. Why? Because oxidation reduction takes place simultaneously. So oxidation state rule. How to find out the oxidation state of a particular element of a given molecular compound? Let us see. To effectively assign oxidation state to a compound, there are basic rules that must be followed in order. So there are some rules you should know, because oxygen has a several oxidation number or oxidation state, so that should remember. Similarly fluorine, similarly hydrogen, plus 1 minus 1. Okay, let's see. Rule 1. Any individual atom uncombined with other element has the oxidation state 0. Any individual, Cl, oxygen, or if you consider the molecule, Cl2 0, H2 0. Okay. As for example, oxidation state of silver is 0. The oxidation state of oxygen or O2 0, as long as it is uncombined with any other element. Until or unless it will not react with other element, then its oxidation state is to be considered 0 for this uncombined element or molecules. Rule 2. The total sum of the oxidation state of all atoms, in any given species is equal to the net charge on that species. Total sum of the oxidation state of all atoms in any given species equal to the net charge on that species. In neutral species, the total sum of the oxidation state of all atoms is 0. As for example, sum of oxidation for NaCl is 0. Hence, the oxidation state of Na equals to plus 1, and oxidation state of Cl is minus 1. Therefore, NaCl's total OS 0, plus 1, minus 1. Okay. So this is the rule 1, rule 2. Also, there are another 5 rules. Okay, we should go through this rule and should remember this rule before determination of oxidation state of particular element. Again, I tell you rule 1. This is the individual atom, uncombined 0. Total sum of the oxidation state of all atoms in a given species equal to be the net charge. Here MnO4 minus, net charge is minus 1. Water 0. Okay. So the total sum of the oxidation state of all atoms in a given species equal to the net charge on that species. Keep in mind. So neutral species, total sum of the oxidation state of all atoms is 0, like this. Okay. In ions, the total sum of the oxidation state is the charge of the ions. The oxidation state of calcium 2 plus is plus 2. Total sum of the OS of chromium 2 plus minus 2 charge. Total sum of the oxidation state of all atoms in CH3C double O minus acetate ion minus 1. Okay. Now next move on rule 3. Rule 3. So in a compound, the oxidation state for group 1 metal is plus 1, and for group 2 metal the oxidation state is plus 2. As for example, in NaCl, sodium has oxidation state plus 1 since it is a group 1 alkali metal. In magnesium chloride, magnesium has oxidation state of plus 2 since it is a group 2 alkaline earth metal. Rule 4. The oxidation state of fluorine is minus 1. How? We know minus 2 generally. Minus 1 in a compound, as for example in HF and HF6. HF and SF6. In HF and SF6, oxidation state of fluorine is minus 1. We should remember this. Oxidation state of H is +1 in a compound like CH4HiNH4 plus, we know. Oxidation state of O is -2 in a compound like OH minus, H2O, CO3 2 minus. In two element compounds with metal ions, group 15 element have the oxidation state of -3, Group 16 elements, group 15 means nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Group 16, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium, have the oxidation state -2, and group 17, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine element have the oxidation state of -1. As for example, in magnesium bromide, Br has the oxidation state of -1. Since it is a group 17 element, in lithium sulfide, sulfur has the oxidation state of 2, that is -2, since it is a group of 16. The reason for the exceptional case: hydrogen in metal hydride like sodium hydride, NaH, where oxidation state of hydrogen is -1, should remember hydride ion, sodium borohydride, sodium hydride. So these are the oxidation state of hydrogen here, -1, keep in mind. Oxygen in peroxide like H2O2, in which hydrogen has an oxidation state +1 and oxygen has -1. Oxygen in F2O, the fluorine is more electronegative than oxygen and has an oxidation state of -1. In this case, the oxygen has oxidation state of +2. So we should remember these rules up to 7. Then, and you should also know the exceptional case. In case of hydride, metal hydride, hydrogen has -1. In peroxide, oxygen -1. In case of F2O, okay, oxygen has oxidation state of oxygen is +2. Very important for MCQ question. -1 in case of HF and SF6. So how to find out the oxidation state? I have shown here, considering two compounds, chromium CrO4 -2 and thiosulfate Na2H2O3. So if compound decompose, twice Na plus H2O3 2 minus. So here in case of chromium, if you oxidation state of chromium is X, say, as for example, say if you consider X, then how many oxygen? 4, and this oxygen contribute -2, so that is 4 into -2, that is -8, equals to how many net charge? -2. So -8 equals to -2, that is X equals to 6. So chromium possesses +6 oxidation state. So chromium possesses +6 oxidation state. Similarly, in case of thiosulfate, 2 sulfur, that's why it is 2x plus 3 into -2, so X equals to +2. Okay. Okay. So next, the applications. Using oxidation state in naming compounds. You will have the compound like iron 2 sulfate and iron 3 chloride, ferrous sulfate, ferric chloride. Then Roman 2 and Roman 3 are the oxidation state of iron in two compounds, +2 and +3 respectively. That tells you that they contain Fe2 plus Fe3 plus ions. So that means if the compound is given in the new statement Y, that is iron within first bracket Roman 2 sulfate, that means FeSO4, and iron is +2 oxidation state. So from this statement we can say that iron is +2 oxidation state, and in case of iron 3 chloride, iron has +3 oxidation state. Okay, from this, so by using oxidation state or given oxidation state, we can say the naming the compound, whether the element possesses how many oxidation state, +2, +3, +4, etc. Next, using oxidation state to identify what has been oxidized and what has been reduced. That means by using oxidation state we can say that which compound is going to oxidized and which compound is going to reduced. That can be clearly told you. How? Here Mg reacts with twice HCl, gives MgCl2 plus H2. Mg, this is the three elements, zero oxidation state. HCl, H plus 1, Cl minus 1. Okay. Magnesium, here if you break this compound, Cl minus 1, so Mg2 plus 2 Cl minus. So magnesium here 2 plus, because chlorine has a minus 1. But when this compound break Mg 2 plus 2 Cl negative, that is Mg here plus 2, so 0 2 plus 2, that is oxidation number increases, oxidation state increases, 0 2 plus 2 oxidation. So plus 1, here is to 0 molecule, that diatomic molecule, homonuclear diatomic molecule. So plus 1 to 0 reduction, plus 1 to 0 reduction, 0 to plus 2. So we can say that which compound is oxidized, which compound is reduced. So this compound oxidized, this compound reduced. Using oxidation state to identify oxidizing and reducing agent. Iron 2 ions have been oxidized to iron 3 ions and their oxidation state has increased from plus 2 to plus 3. Because plus 2 to plus 3, if you see the reactions, okay, here plus 2 to plus 3, oxidation state increase. That means here oxidation, that means it acts as a reducing agent. Here reduction means it acts as a oxidizing agent. So MnO4 acts as a oxidizing agent, here reducing agent. Okay. So iron have been oxidized to iron 3 by and their oxidation state has been increased plus 2 to plus 3. So iron 3 ions acts as a reducing agent, and the manganate ions here manganate ions means this one. Okay, this one MnO4 minus a plus 7 plus 2 reduction, that means it acts as a what? Oxidizing agent. This acts as a reducing agent. So MnO4 minus acts as a reducing agent, oxidizing agent by changing plus 7 to plus 2 oxidation state. So in this case Fe2 plus, here oxidation state increases, that is oxidations, acts as a reducing agent. Here MnO4 minus plus 7 to plus 2, here oxidations, reductions. So here MnO4 minus acts as a oxidizing agent. So by using oxidation state we can predict the corresponding substance, oxidizing agent, reducing agent, and which substance is going to be oxidized or reduced, or which substance has how many oxidation state. That can be easily explained by using the oxidation state. So again I tell you, oxidation state is also very important. What is the oxidation state? How to calculate the oxidation state? You are given so many compounds, potassium dichromate, calcium hypochlorite. There are so many compounds you are given. So before determining the oxidation state of a particular compound, we should know the rules up to 7. We know in this because oxygen has several type of oxidation state: peroxides, general case, and oxides case. Okay. Similarly, hydride case, H minus. Okay. So that should you know the what is the oxidation state of particular element. So that's why you should know the up to rule 7. If you remember this rule up to 7, then you can easily find out the oxidation state of any element of a given compounds. And should remember one thing, the net charge, the sum of the all atoms given in the molecule equals to should be the net charge. If it is a neutral molecule, then 0, put 0. If it is a negative species or anionic species, you should put after equals to the negative charge amount. If it is positive cationic species, you should put the cationic species charge. So in this way you can find out the oxidation state. Okay, so now go through this all the chapter what I have already taught you, and I have already given so many questions for your homework. So I think you enjoy this video lecture, and thank you for watching this video.